Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode on our favorite Little Sly YouTube channel. So before we move on to this video, let me just give you a quick info. So please don't forget to subscribe to our Little Slaw YouTube channel. Yes, please don't forget to subscribe to our Little Slaw YouTube channel and give me a support. And yeah, now we'll move on to the video. Like, what are we going to see, and how are we going to connect the Grafana instance to work with the Prometheus data? So before I move on to this video, let me quickly, sorry. So before I move on to this video, let me just quickly give you an introduction about. So what are we going to see in this video is we're going to see how to build a Grafana instance to work with Prometheus data. So we all know Prometheus is a powerful Hi,
tool for
hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to
reliably
yet another episode
collecting
on
and serving the metric data,
our
but
favorite
it
Little
has,
Sly YouTube
again,
channel.
it has its own
So before we move on
built-in
to this video, let me
visualization
just
capabilities,
give
which
you
are
a
in a
quick
limited manner, but still
info. So please
luckily,
don't forget to
Prometheus can easily
subscribe
integrate
to
with
our
more
Little
robust
Slaw YouTube channel.
visualization
Yes,
tools
please don't
like
forget to subscribe to
Grafana,
our Little Slaw
because
YouTube
Grafana
channel
allows
and
us
give me a support.
to build robust and
And
useful dashboards
yeah,
to
now
get
we'll
the
move on to the
most out
video.
of our
Like, what are
data.
we going to
So in this
see,
lab, we'll have the
and
opportunity
how
to
are we going
build
to
a Grafana
connect
server and
the
configure it to
Grafana
access
instance to
Prometheus
work with
metadata.
the
So
Prometheus data.
after completing this lab, you will know how to install Grafana and integrate it with Prometheus, and we are going to see the various metrics that we can find the Grafana server with from using the Prometheus database. So let's start with the very first step. So we are going to connect. We're going to SSH into the cloud mission. I mean the Prometheus. So yes, we are going to connect. So this is the very first step where we are connecting, where we are logging into the Grafana server. And now the next step, before we move on to the next step, is we are supposed to install some required packages. Okay, and before that, let me give the password to connect to this machine. Yep, I believe yes, it worked. So now we have logged into the Grafana server. That's the very first step. And now the second step is we are supposed to install um, the required packages. So for that, I'm using sudo apt get. Let me try again. So apt get and space, sorry, space install space -y apt minus transport minus https space software properties minus common w get. So this will actually get us all the values. So let me give the password to import, so download and install the packages. Yep, so the download is happening. So all we are doing is we are installing the all the required packages which are required for building the Grafana server, so that we can communicate or we can connect the Prometheus data source on the Grafana server. And now we are into the third step where we are going to connect the GPG key for the Grafana OSS repository. So let me give wget sq minus o minus https packages.grafana.com slash gpg dot key sudo apt, sorry, yep, and sudo apt minus key space add and a minus. So now this is happened. So what did we do is we have added the GPG key for the Grafana OSS repository. So what is this GPG key which I was talking about now? So this GPG key that I've used in this command is used to verify the authenticity of the Grafana package before installation, and the queue that we see here, which actually helps us to run this command in a quiet mode. That's why we are just able to see only the OK response, because rest everything was running in the quiet mode. And we have got -o, which actually writes the output to standard output instead of saving it as a file. We just give it as a output. We don't save it in any file. And then we had a set of command which is sudo apt minus key add minus. So this will actually um, add the key to the trusted keys for the apt, like for our Ubuntu or Debian package manager. And yep. So yeah, so all we did is, so why actually is this needed? Why we should run this? And it is because we have to prevent the installation of any tampered or for any or from any other unofficial Grafana packages. So that's why we are actually trying to create some trust. So we are ensuring that the packages are downloaded from the packages.grafana.com, which are very legitimate and no other unwanted or tampered or unofficial Grafana packages are being downloaded and installed. And without this key, without this key, we may see warnings like the following packages cannot be authenticated or something like that. So that's the reason we are supposed to install this GPG key and make sure that we are not downloading any unlegitimate, I mean like illegitimate packages. So you can also use this when you are doing it for your any other Ubuntu or Debian installations. So let's go to the next step where we will okay, so what did we do here? Okay, now the next step where we are going to add the repository. So we'll type sudo add -apt minus repository deb https packages.grafana.com/oss/deb table space main. So what this will do, so this will actually add the repository for us to use for the Grafana and the Prometheus integration. And now we'll move on to the next step where we're going to install the Grafana packages. So for that we need sudo apt -get update and then sudo apt -get install Grafana. So which version are we going to install? So we're going to install 6.6.2. So this is the version that we're going to install. So we're going to use Grafana 6.6.2. And yep, so we are downloading the packages, we are unpacking all the necessary packages and everything is done now. So the next step, we are going to do a sudo ctl enable grafana -server. Yep, so we have executed and we have created the Grafana services. And now let's start the service. So we have enabled it. So the next step is we have to start it. So start Grafana -server. So we have started it now. Let's check the status of it. So systemctl status grafana -server. Yep. So we have started it and now we can see it is active and running. And now we'll move on to the next step where we are going to run the Grafana server. Let me run the Grafana server here. Yep, it has been logged in and admin are the default credential password. So let me just do a quick skip. And yeah, so far what did we do is we have logged into the SSH machine. That's the machine where we wanted to install the Grafana server, and then we have installed all the necessary packages. And also it's very important that we are installing only the legitimate packages and not the illegitimate packages. So for that we have used the GPG key, and then we have added the repository. And after that, we have updated and we have installed Grafana 6.6.2. Let me just quickly check it if possible. Yeah, so yeah, here you can see we have got 6.6.2. So that's what we have um, installed in this machine. And now let's move on to the next step. Let's go to the Explore. So we are currently in our Grafana and we are going to connect to the Prometheus. So for that, let's, so yeah, we have logged in. After that, I'm clicking on adding the data source and I'm going to select the Prometheus. And now I have selected or I have installed the Prometheus, and the next part is I have to give the URL of the Prometheus. So this is again the internal URL which I have set up for my Prometheus 101. And yep, rest everything the same. So I've added the Prometheus as my data source, and I do have the access. It's going to be the server and not the browser. Sorry. Yep. Let me just type it again. HTTP 10.0.1.101 colon 9090. And yep, rest everything is good. And let me click on save and test. Yep, so the data source is updated. Here you can see in the top right, and then here it shows the data source is working, which means we are on our track. We are good on our track. Let me go to the dashboards here. Okay, let me click on the explore. Yep, so once you click on the explore, we can see the PromQL, the Prometheus query language. Uh, explore. Okay, yeah, here we have got it. So we have got Prometheus. Okay, since we already have a name in that, so now we'll get this one, the Prometheus one, and then the histogram. So in case if you want to see any of these values, so let me just take you through the quick things. So go to the process, and here you can see the CPU seconds in total. So if you have your mission like the one that you wanted to calculate, or if you want to see the CPU, yep, you can very well see that. And for that, the metrics is the CPU seconds, and then here you have the max FDS. So this will actually show or give us the max FDS that we have for these missions. And then we do have memory, the virtual memory bytes, virtual memory in bytes, and we do have the maximum amount of bytes that is been allocated for this virtual memory. And we do have several other things, like we do have the Prometheus, and the main one is the up. The sub command actually shows uh, so this up that you're seeing here is the metric that is a built-in metric. Sorry, yeah, that's a built-in metric which indicates whether a target is reachable or not, and it is commonly used in Grafana dashboards to monitor the health of the Prometheus scrape targets. So what does up measure? So what does this do? So the numbers that you're seeing here, so what does it actually measure? Why do we see a number here? So if the value is equal to 1, so here the value is equal to 1, which means the target is healthy, so which means the servers, they are healthy. And if the value is 0, which means the target is down. So we always have to see, or we always wanted to see this in 1. So in case, like if you want to see the availability of this mission, so in that case, if we see that the uh, the up value goes to 0, so in that case, which means we are having some issues in that. So in fact, we can even add some rules as well, like um, say for example, if something like up equals 0, alerting. Okay, let me just go back here. So in our next video, we'll see how to create alerts, how to add an alert, and how to create some notification channels where we can add a channel and we can email the results. Say for example, if someone gets the um, want to get the alert, so in that case we can very well use this to send email so that anybody in the team won't miss, and they will get alerts, and that will actually trigger them to make some actions in case if something goes wrong. So we'll see them in our next video. So until I meet you all in our next video, it's bye bye from Shanmugam and your favorite Little Slaw YouTube channel. Take care and bye bye, and please don't forget to subscribe to our Little Slaw YouTube channel. Thank you and bye bye.